It was an ordinary winter night in Riyadh, or so it began. Silence enveloped my small apartment in the Malice district, broken only by the whir of the old air conditioner, which sounded like the breathing of a dying old man. I, Adele, sat before my computer screen, listlessly browsed news pages and social media sites, trying to escape the desolation of loneliness that had become my constant companion for 10 years. 10 full years had passed since that fateful day, the day Tariq departed. Tariq, my lifelong friend, the brother my mother did not birth. We were like inseparable shadows, carving paths through life together since childhood, sharing dreams, laughter, and tears. He was the vibrant pulse in our friendship, the one with crazy ideas and a smile that never left his face. As for me, I was the calm rock he leaned on. That's how we completed each other. I still remember the details of the accident as if it happened yesterday. We were on our way to a camping trip we had long dreamed of in the Rub al Khali, the empty quarter desert. Tariq was driving his old Jeep enthusiastically, singing folk songs in his husky voice, and I was beside him, laughing from my heart. Then, in a fleeting moment, a speeding truck veered from its lane. A scream, a crash, darkness. I woke up in the hospital 3 days later, my head wrapped in bandages and my body aching. The first thing I asked about was Tariq, the sad gazes of the doctors and nurses, my father's suffocating silence, my mother's streaming tears. They were all sufficient answers. His body couldn't withstand the force of the impact. Tariq left, leaving me alone with scars not limited to the body, but extending deep into the soul. The years passed heavily. I tried to continue with my life. I graduated from university, got a routine job in an accounting firm, married, then divorced. No one could fill the void Tariq left. Even my ex-wife didn't understand the depth of my hidden sorrow. Or perhaps she grew tired of living with the ghost of another man. His memory became sacred, a sanctuary I escaped to whenever life was harsh. His pictures filled my phone and the walls of my room. His old belongings I kept as if they were priceless treasures. That night, as I was flipping through an old photo album of us together, I felt a sudden chill creep into the room, even though the heater was on. I dismissed it at first, attributing it to the fluctuating weather. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw something move near the window. I turned quickly, but there was nothing. Just illusions. Adele, I whispered to myself. 10 years are enough to make your mind weave fantasies. I returned to my pictures and to my memories. I remembered how we used to climb the school walls to escape boring math class, and how we spent entire nights talking about our future, about our dreams of traveling the world, of starting a company together. I smiled sadly. How simple and beautiful life was then! Suddenly, the computer screen went off. Then the lights, darkness, filled the place. I sighed in frustration. Great, another power outage. I reached out, fumbling my way towards the drawer where I kept a flashlight. As I was searching, I heard a voice, a very familiar voice, but an impossible one. Adele ... I froze in place. My heart began to pound against my ribs like a war drum. Was I delirious? Had I finally gone mad? Adele ... Can you hear me? The voice was closer this time, echoing directly in my head, as if it wasn't coming from outside, but from within. It was Tariq's voice. The same warm tone, the same unchanged accent. My body trembled. I tried to speak, but the words stuck in my throat. Who? ... Who's there? I stammered, my voice barely audible. It's me, Adele. Your friend, Tariq. I summoned all my remaining courage and switched on my phone's trembling flashlight. I aimed its beam towards the source of the sound, towards the dark corner of the room. There was nothing, just cold walls and dancing shadows. Tariq, I said louder. A mixture of fear, hope, and confusion. Is it really you? Where are you? I can't see you. I am here, Adele. I've always been here, close to you. I never left you. I started to feel slightly dizzy. Was this a dream? A nightmare? I held my head, trying to comprehend what was happening. But you're dead, Tariq. I buried you with my own hands 10 years ago. Hot tears began to well up in my eyes. The body dies, Adele, but the soul remains. I have returned because there is something you must know. Something I couldn't let you face alone. The electricity suddenly returned, flooding the room with a dim yellow light. I blinked several times, examining every corner. There was no trace of anyone, but his distinctive cologne, that blend of sandalwood and musk he favored, filled the air unmistakably. That scent I hadn't smelled in a decade. I sat on the nearest sofa, my legs unable to support me. What do you mean? Something I must know? Silence. The voice was gone. Was all this just a strong hallucination caused by grief and loneliness? In the following days, the strange phenomena objects falling on their own, whispers of my name when I was alone, the constant feeling of being watched. I could no longer sleep. I started losing focus at work. My manager even called me in to discuss my deteriorating performance. I was about to see a psychiatrist, convinced I was losing my mind. But one night, as I lay in bed, fruitlessly trying to sleep, I heard his voice again, clear and strong. Adele, you must listen to me carefully. We don't have much time. I sat up, startled. Tariq, what's happening? Please, help me understand. Do you remember the Palm Oasis project you were planning to invest all your savings in? It was a huge real estate project recently launched in the market, and it seemed like an unmissable investment opportunity. I had gathered everything I owned, and even considered taking an additional loan to contribute a larger share. Yes, I remember it. What about it? Don't do it, Adele. It's a trap. A massive fraud. The company is fake, and the promoters will soon disappear with people's money. I was stunned. How could Tariq know this? Could what he was saying be true? How? How did you know? And where did you get this information? It's not important how I knew. What's important is that you trust me. Remember our old promise? Always together, in good times and bad. That was a promise we made to ourselves as teenagers, after he saved me from a difficult situation that almost ruined my future. A promise I never forgot. But how can I believe this? This is madness. Investigate, Adele. Check the company's papers, the records of its directors. You will find the truth yourself. I am here to protect you, as you always did for me. In that moment, I no longer doubted. There was something in his tone, a sincerity that transcended logic and reason. I decided to follow my intuition, or rather, my friend's voice. The next day, I began my investigation. I sought help from some acquaintances in the legal and accounting field. Initially, everything seemed normal. But as I delved deeper into the research, the threads began to unravel. Fictitious addresses, forged commercial registers, names of directors who existed only on paper. It was a very elaborate scam, one that almost brought me down with everything I owned. Tariq was right. I felt a mixture of deep gratitude and renewed fear. How could this happen? My dead friend saving me from a certain disaster. That night, I spoke to him again. You were right, Tariq. You saved me. I don't know how to thank you. There's no need for thanks between friends, Adel. I had to do it. I couldn't watch you ruin your life. But why are you here? Will you stay with me? I asked with faint hope. A long silence ensued. Then he said, in a voice that sounded sad, My mission here is almost over. There is one last thing I want to ask of you. Ask whatever you wish, Tariq. Anything. Do you remember our old wooden box that we buried under the big cedar tree on my grandfather's farm? The one where we used to put our treasures? How could I forget? That was our favorite tree, and the hiding place for our secrets. Yes, I remember it well. Go there, Adel. Dig under the tree. You will find the box. Inside it is a letter I left for you. A letter I couldn't give you before, before I left. At the end of the week, I went to the old farm. It was almost deserted, but the cedar tree still stood tall as I remembered it. I carried a small shovel with me and started digging in the spot Tariq had pinpointed in my memory. After no small effort, the shovel hit something solid. It was it. Our old wooden box, covered in dirt and dust, but intact. I opened it with a pounding heart. Inside were some of our old toys, faded photographs, and a letter? A yellowed envelope, with my name written on it in Tariq's elegant handwriting. I sat under the shade of the tree and opened the letter. My dear friend Adel, if you are reading these words, It means I am no longer among you. Don't grieve too much, my friend, for life must go on. I know I left you suddenly, and we didn't get the chance to say goodbye properly. There are so many things I wanted to tell you, so many dreams I wanted us to achieve together. Remember when we used to talk about the future? You always said you were afraid of failure, of not achieving anything in your life. I want you to know, Adele, that you are stronger and smarter than you think. Don't let fear control you. Live your life bravely, achieve your dreams, and never stop smiling. You are always the loyal friend, the unwavering support, and I am grateful for every moment we spent together. Don't forget me, but don't let my memory be a burden on you. Remember me when you are happy, when you are achieving what we used to dream of. There is one more thing. In my bank account, I left you some money. It's not much, but it's enough for you to start your own project that you always talked about, the small book cafe you dreamed of. Consider it my last gift to you. Fulfill your dream, my friend, for my sake and for yours. I love you, my brother. Until we meet again, somewhere, sometime, Tariq. Tears streamed down my face as I read his words. I felt him so close, as if he were sitting beside me, patting my shoulder. The amount he spoke of was indeed sufficient. He had thought of everything. That night, Tariq's voice no longer echoed in my apartment. The scent, the whispers, the feeling of his presence, all disappeared. But I didn't feel lonely. I felt a deep peace wash over me. He had finally said goodbye and given me the strength to carry on. A few months later, I opened Tariq's reading. A small, cozy place that combined the aroma of coffee with the scent of old books. I placed his picture in a quiet corner, along with a copy of his letter. The cafe became my sanctuary and a haven for many book lovers. Tariq hasn't returned to visit me tangibly since that night, but I feel his presence in every success I achieve, in every smile I bring to a customer's face, in every page of a book I read. He taught me that true friendship does not die, and that good souls remain to light our path even after their bodies are gone. 10 years were enough to turn grief into a warm memory, and to make the impossible possible, if only for moments. Tariq's return was not just a hallucination. It was a whisper from beyond, a message of love and loyalty that crossed the barriers of death, to assure me that I was not alone, and that there is always hope, even in the darkest of circumstances, and that a true friend remains a friend forever, and beyond forever.